Just 1 second, real quick, guys. I gotta share a bunch of links. Share a lot of links. Hold on, hold on. Excuse me. It's taking a while. It's taking a little bit of time, but we got this. We doing this. We got this. How are you guys doing? Let me see. Just real quick. People piling up in the room anyway. Mm-mm. If you're watching this from the beginning, just skip like 10 minutes. Probably don't even skip 10. Just skip like 5 minutes, and you should be good. Skip like 5 minutes, and let me see. Sorry about this. I was kind of busy, but tonight is gonna be a good one. Tonight is. Hold on. Gotta text some of these links out. Mm, okay, so when it's here, um, it's here. Uh, I want to start off with first off saying I meant to do this one because I've been talking about the Republicans. I've been talking about the Republicans for a little bit of time, and I briefly touch upon the Democrats, but I don't talk about them nearly as much as I would like to. But tonight we're going to change that because tonight is going to be about the deception of the Democratic Party. We're
Okay.
really gonna go into it tonight. First off, if you're coming in, if you can please drop a like. If you guys could please drop a like, that would be very very much appreciated. Very very much appreciated. I don't know why my computer's having some issues. It's saying nobody's watching. Then I click over and people are watching. So people are gonna see this when they see it. You just gotta have faith sometimes. I want to start this video off with a clip from Malcolm X. This is a small clip from one of his speeches that he gave. Now I'm gonna keep it small because I'm doing whatever I have to avoid copyright issues or whatnot. All of these clips are on YouTube. All of these clips are on YouTube. I didn't edit these clips or anything. I'm showing small little like snippets of them, so nobody can say I'm like copying their whole thing. This is for commentary, and I'm only saying this right here so I don't get like a copyright strike because it seems like every time I pull up a YouTube video, there's like a copyright claim or a strike. Eventually, it's gonna get so bad I'm gonna get copyright strikes on my own videos. But okay, listen to the clip. This is him talking about the. Hold on, wait, that's not the one I was personally looking for. Hold on, I apologize. He said he gave two different clips. This is the one I'm looking for, right? The first one. I could play either one, to be honest, but I prefer to play this one first. This okay. This one right here. I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see a little bit. All right, here we go.
But being friendly and being a friend, I think, are two different things. I think there are many whites who act friendly toward Negroes. A fox acts friendly toward the lamb. And usually the fox is the one who ends up with the lamb chop on his plate. The wolf doesn't act friendly, and therefore the wolf has more difficulty in getting the lamb chop in his plate.
I'd like to point out, though, that...
I say that because it is usually if you study the structure of the Negro community, economically, politically, civically, psychologically, and otherwise, it's controlled by the white liberal, who usually poses as the friend of the Negro, who actually differs from the white conservative in the same way that the fox differs from the wolf. Their appetite is the same. Their motives are the same. It's only their mannerisms and methods that differ.
I would agree that no doubt there have been a large number of whites who have posed as liberals and as friends of the Negro and who have time and again betrayed the Negro. On the other hand, I think one could point to a large number of whites who have struggled for civil rights, for equality, and have got little or nothing out of it, other than quite a few bruises.
Give me an example.
Well, the large number of white students who have gone into the South, for example, working for SNCC and other organizations.
Not working for SNCC or other organizations, but working for the white political machines who benefit by the voting efforts of Negroes.
Okay. I'll be more specific. I would cite Herbert Hill, for example, as a kind of person who has championed Negro job rights, for example, in New York City and elsewhere. He has fought the political machine.
First time I met Herbert Hill personally.
Okay, that's the end of that clip. There's just something really I really like about that specific clip.
Psychologically and otherwise, it's
and this is why I wanted to show this clip first. This really doesn't have anything to do with the subject. It's something that I like and I pointed out. Notice how when Malcolm is talking and he pauses for a second, and then the other guy stops talking, Malcolm pretty much cuts him off as if because he wasn't done talking. Like that was just really smooth to me personally. I just thought that was really like. That was just really smooth. I just noticed that every time I see it, I'm like, damn, that was smooth. Like, I'm going to show it to you guys so you guys can see what I saw. Like, he didn't let, and this is one thing that a lot of black people do. When they're on an interview with white people, they act like they're lucky to be there. So the white people get to talk all condescending to black people. The white people get to like, throw a little shade, disses at black people. The white people get to interrupt black people, and the black people are acting like they're just lucky to be there. That small little interaction shows you who's really more powerful. Who's the more powerful out of the two men right there. I'm just gonna play it one more time.
Getting the lamb chopped in his plate.
I'd like to point out, though, that
I say that because it is usually the...
You rarely ever see that. You see a lot of times the white person interrupting black people and the black people shut up. You rarely ever see a black person interrupting a white person and a white person shut up. You don't see that hardly ever at all. Now, the reason I played this clip is because we are living in a time where the Democrats, the liberals, I have a sound echo. Hold on. Oh, okay. Hold on. I think I got it. Okay. Hello? Okay, yeah. Somebody said I had echo. My fault. The Democrats and the liberals have a thing where they play like racist hot tomato. Like, oh, I'm not racist. He's racist. Oh, he's racist. I'm not the racist one. He's done this. He's done this. When both of them are very racist. The government is racist, both the Democrats and Republicans. Now, the Republicans' racism is like how Malcolm said. The Republicans' racism is like a fox. And people can see the Republicans' racism. They don't do that good of a job at hiding it. They really don't want to hide it. What the Democrats do is more sneaky, and that's why they fool black people, because they come in as, oh my God, we love black people. We want you guys to have representation. Um, we want black people to have representation, all that stuff. But they don't do that. They talk a lot of good game to black people, and then they trick black people, and they don't do anything tangible for black people. Actually, what they do is very problematic and destructive to black people. If if you guys have watched some of my older videos, I explained to you guys how it was through the Democrats and it was through the Welfare Act that separated the black family when they pretty much when they pretty much I'm sorry, I was reading the comments. It was the Welfare Act that separated black families when they incentivized black women to get rid of black men in the household. When I say that, I say black people were living in very poor communities. Black people had a difficult time getting jobs. Black people had a difficult time living financially. Most black people were in poverty. So what the Democrats did was they created this system, this welfare system, where we'll give money to black women and the black mother, but she can't be married. Okay, so that was one of the things that kind of ruined the marriage in the black community because our stuff never kind of went was the same ever since. She can't be married, nor can she live with a man. So if we come into the house and we can see kid stuff, we can see her stuff, but if we see a grown man stuff, like if we see some work boots, if we see a coat, if we and they would just come in at random times. And when we knock on the door, you have to let us in. And when we come in, if we have any indication that a male is living here, a grown male, a grown black male is living here, we're cutting you off. So if you're relying on food stamps to feed the kids, or if you're relying on assistance to help you catch up with bills, or to help you, make it to the next paycheck or whatever, and a man is living with you, then you're gonna get cut off by the government. You can't get government assistance if a male is living with you in your house. Not only can you not be married, he can't even be living in the house. So they have systematically worked to take black men out of their wives, the woman's life, and the children's life. The separation between the black men and the rest and black children and black women have been a big thing with the Democrats. I specifically want to talk about these individuals right here. These specific people right here. This is pretty much what tonight's video is going to be about. Tonight's video is going to be about Barack Obama and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. One of the things we need to recognize, and I do feel like more black people are recognizing this, is the fact that just because you're a black person does not mean you care about black people. And just because you're a black person doesn't mean that you have black people's interests at heart. And we know this through Obama now. Because black people went out of their way and supported Obama more than anybody else did both times he ran. Both times he ran, gave every single exception to Obama, made every excuse for Obama, and Obama didn't do anything for black people. And a lot of black people are going to be mad, like, oh, how can you say that? I made a tweet like a month or so ago, or it might have been longer. I said Obama's a white supremacist. And so many people ask that, why would you say that? Why would you say that? Tonight, I'm going to tell you. I say he's a white supremacist because white supremacy isn't exclusive to white people. Like I've said in other videos, it is a mentality and it is a religion. You do not have to be a white person to want to excel white supremacy. You can be one of the little underlings, one of the little collaborators of white supremacy, like Obama was. keep in mind, Obama's not fully black. Obama's mother is white. The one who raised him is white. He has a racist white grandfather, and his dad is black. So he kind of views himself as a dark skinned white man. That's how Obama views himself, and that's how he's acted. So when Obama became president, black people had the thing where, okay, if Obama is black and we black, Obama gonna hook us up. We instantly think that, okay, if he's black, he has our back. And when Obama got into office, he said, I'm not black people's president. I'm not the president of black people. I'm the president of everybody. That's how he acted after he got the black support. He was like, well, I can't do anything specifically to you guys, for you guys. He did stuff specifically for the LGBT community. He did stuff specifically for the Jews in Israel. He did stuff specifically for illegal immigrants. He did stuff specifically for white women. He did stuff specifically for the police. He did something specifically for the police. He did not do anything beneficial specifically for black people. Any black person that benefited off of Obama's policies benefited from an indirect way, which means he made a general policy that applied to everybody only because Obama can't exclude black people. A general policy that applied to everybody, and black people benefited from that. Everybody doesn't benefit from the Dreamer program or DACA. Everybody doesn't benefit that. Illegal immigrants do. Everybody doesn't benefit from gay marriage being legal. Only gay people do. Everybody doesn't benefit from the government, America, giving money to Israel. Only Israelis do. Everybody doesn't benefit from a damn Blue Lives Matter legislation. Everybody doesn't benefit from that. Police do. So let's talk about the let me put his face right up here so you guys can have a visual of who I'm talking about. Obama, and this was after the Ferguson riots and everything. Obama signed a Blue Lives Matter legislation to protect police. Now, he did not need to do this because police already have insane protection. He did this as a symbol to let the police know, oh, I have your back under any circumstances. Obama was under scrutiny because, actually, let me see if I can pull up the article of, hold on, it's gonna take a minute. It's gonna take a little second. Okay, hold on, this was not it. Hold on for 1 second, I just had it. Obama, as people scrolling in, it's not showing everybody who's in the live like my camera on YouTube. It shows that. Let me see something. A bit more. Wow. Okay. Fuck all y'all. Okay. Oh, wait. Nope. That's not it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay. Let me show you this article. I'm gonna read it. You guys are probably, if you want to read along or whatnot, you guys can. So here it is. Let me take this off, put this on. Sorry if I seem a little bit slow tonight, guys. I had a lot going on. Me. Now, this is Obama, and this is him doing a speech. And look at all of these black people right here. This is Obama's message to black boys. Okay? Our first black president. It goes, on Tuesday, former President Barack Obama spoke in Oakland, California, at a town hall for Brothers Keepers, an initiative to mentor young black men that he started after George Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin. After George Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin, all he had to say was, if I had a son, he would look like Trayvon Martin. And that's it. That's all he had to say. He didn't do a damn thing to incentivize any justice. There was no executive order. There was no nothing from Obama. He said that and then shut up. He didn't do anything. But he started this. Let's see what he did. Let's continue. He and basketball player Stephen Curry discussed mentorship, masculinity, which that's ironic because Obama's not really the pinnacle of masculinity anyway. But he discussed mentorship, masculinity, and mass incarceration. But his scolding of black boys drew the most attention. Okay, if you're really confident, if you are really confident about your financial situation, Mr. Obama told the crowd, you are probably not going to be wearing a 8-pound gold chain around your neck. Was 8-pound chain, but because he continued, I got a bank account. I don't have to show you how much I got. I feel good. Now, this is him. This is him. Oh, what am I doing? Obama said, you don't have to wear an 8-pound gold chain. That's that little, every black person wants to be a rapper. Every black person wants to be a baller. And this is our first black president telling a crowd of black, scolding a crowd of black people, oh, you don't have to wear an 8-pound gold chain. I want you to notice how like how he stereotypes black people in a crowd of black people after Trayvon Martin. He doesn't say anything that would offend white people, though. You can't pull up a single thing Obama has said that offends white people that he, first off, didn't immediately apologize. He made sure he didn't. And even if you find something he did, he would immediately apologize for it afterwards. He doesn't go to the Latinos and say something like this. Oh, the reason you guys are like this, you guys shouldn't be wearing this, you guys shouldn't be wearing that. This is that like little Republican thing. Well, all that gold chain, that stems from insecurity. This is the way, this is like the condescending way Obama talks to black people. Let me say something. Damn. You guys can please leave a like coming in. Please leave a like. Let me see something. Where is? All right. Hold on. Let me see. I apologize. I'm checking something out. Obama is also quoted saying that black parents need to stop feeding their children cold Popeyes for breakfast. So he enforced the fried chicken stereotype, the cold Popeyes, the fact that we don't eat healthy. Notice he doesn't say things like that to white people. Obama's been president for 8 years, and all the negative things he's had to say about people have been black people. Obama hasn't said anything negative about white people in 8 years, despite the fact that white police officers are killing black people. He signs a Blue Lives Matter legislation. He constantly talks condescending towards black people. And when he comes out after his 8 years are up, after 8 years of not doing a single thing for black people, he has the nerve to first off say it would be offensive to his legacy if black people don't support Hillary Clinton. Now Obama has a book out, and now he wants to act like he's a little activist or something like that. I saw him on Twitter the other day talking about how glad he was that Derek Chauvin was charged with murder, as if he really cared, because he didn't care that George Zimmerman didn't get charged for murder. He didn't care. But because he's not president and because he wants black people to buy his books, now he cares. See, this is the sneakiness. This is the sneakiness of the Democratic Party. Because you see in interviews about why didn't you do anything for black people? Why didn't you do anything for black people? I'm pulling this up right now, actually, because there's a clip he had with the Breakfast Club. When people ask Obama, why didn't you do anything for black people? He'll tell you
his books.
how much he couldn't do anything. Obama will tell you how much he can't do anything. Listen, the Democrats are like a corrupt little company. You work for them. Imagine you working at a job and everybody gets direct deposit. Let me see. Uh, okay. Imagine everybody getting direct deposit except you. You're the only one who gets a check. And when you go to your boss, when you go to your boss and you tell your boss, "Hey, why am I the only one to get a check? Why hold on. Sorry. Just something. Okay. You tell your boss, "Why am I the only one who gets a check? Why am I the only one who doesn't have direct deposit like everybody else?" And your boss is like, "Oh, well, you see, it's complicated. Getting you direct deposit, see, that's just complicated. It's always a wait, it's always something complicated when it comes specifically to helping you. When it's helping anybody else, it's not complicated." So you guys know, majority of America, majority of America did not approve of same-sex marriage when it became a national thing. That's not what majority of America wanted. But it didn't matter what majority of America wanted when it came to helping gay men, specifically gay white men. It didn't matter when it came to helping gay white men. Obama did it for them. It didn't matter. He is telling you, Obama will tell you straight up, it is easier to help undocumented citizens, undocumented immigrants, than it would to help documented people who live in this country who voted for him. People jumping the border illegally, committing a federal crime, it is easier to help them than it would be to help you guys. How is the president of the United States, I'm sorry, doing more for people who are not American, doing more for people who are not citizens than he is for people who voted for him? If we did not, if we, and I say we as in black people, I didn't vote for him. I wasn't old enough to vote for him, but black people as a collective, if we did not support him, he wouldn't have become president. He became president because black people supported him so much. And then when we got in there, he's like, okay, helping all black people, that's too complicated. Let me help everybody because I'm not just a black person's president, I'm everybody's president. I'm going to show you this clip he had with the Breakfast Club. Let me see if I can, cuz and trust. The whole thing is like over an hour, right? So I'm going to look up this specific scene. This specific scene he talks about when it comes to black people, him not doing enough for black people. Now notice these Democrats talk about how bad the Republic. I'm sorry, my microphone was falling. These Democrats will talk about how racist the Republicans are, how racist America is, how we need to change everything, how we need to do better by black people. But when they say that so they can get votes, so they can get support, and then when they get in power, it's, well, helping you guys out is not as easy as you guys think it is. It's just really not that easy. It's super easy to help everybody else out. There's no exception. There's no excuse when it comes to helping anybody else out. I said in my video not too long ago about the Asian Lives Matter thing. Black people getting anything specific, we've been told for decades and decades, black people can't get anything specific at all. Now, when it came to Asians, oh, they got something specific immediately. But it's always so complicated when it comes to giving black people anything. That's just a task that takes the House of Representatives and the Senate to 100% agree on. It takes everybody in America to a majority vote from America to agree on. Let me see something. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to show you this one little scene right here. Hold on. I've had a long day, y'all. Why is this not showing up? Hold on. Okay, now this thing's acting up. What is this about now? Okay, hold on for a second. Technical issues. Hold on, wait. Okay, okay. I'm sorry, y'all. My computer. That's why my computer is kind of. I need to get a new computer. My computer's kind of acting up. I'm not sure what's going on with it. I'm gonna get one soon. I've actually been looking at computers, so I know you guys are probably really sick of these like technical issues. You guys won't be going through that for much longer. What the hell is going on? What the fuck? What is this? Okay, there we go. We did it, guys. We did it together. All right. Now, full credit to the Breakfast Club. I'm not. This is not a copyright anything. This is just a small little clip for commentary.
For minorities, didn't do enough for black.
Got to educate folks.
Now, this is him. This is Obama. This is Obama's little book. His book that he wants people to read. Okay.
About just being treated normally and fairly. Like, I'd prefer not having that legacy that we have to deal with.
With reading this book and all that you did for every community, including our own community.
First off, Envy is a coon. Envy has called himself a coon. Envy is such a damn coon. But that's not the point. I just had to say that.
How do you take it when you hear, especially African Americans and minorities, say that, you know, they feel that President Barack didn't do enough for minorities, didn't do enough for black people?
Black people.
You know, what are your thoughts on that?
You know what? I understand it because when I got elected, there was so much excitement and hope. Mm-hmm. And I also think
Obama
that
ran
we
his campaign on hope.
View the presidency as almost like a monarchy in the sense of, well, once the president's there, he can just do whatever needs to get done. And if he's not doing it, then it must be because he didn't want to do it.
Now, okay, here's the thing. He's right and he's not right. The president doesn't have the ability to do anything the president wants to do at any time. However, when he first became the president, he ran as a Democrat. He became the Democratic president. The House of Representatives, okay, so you guys know, Congress is made up of two tiers, the House and the Senate. So you guys know the House and the Senate. The House can be Republican or Democrat, and the Senate can be Republican or Democrat, majority Republican or Democrat. Those two make up Congress. The president and Congress have to like go back and forth to get stuff done. When Obama became president, both the House of Representatives and the Senate were Democrat. So Obama had the House and the Senate. Normally, when Democrats claim that they can't do anything specifically for black people, they only do this when it comes to black people. They'll say, oh, I was getting pushback from the Republicans. It went through the House, but it couldn't go through the Senate. Or it went through the Senate, it couldn't go through the House. Whatever, right? Obama had both the House and the Senate. So he damn near had the power to do anything, at least for the first 2 years before the midterm elections. He had the power to do damn near anything he wanted to do. Plus, at any time, he can sign an executive order. At any time he wants to, throughout his 8 years as president, he can sign an executive order instantly. Just like how Joe Biden did. He signed a whole stack of executive orders except for black people. So his thing is, oh, you know, I can't really do anything for black people specifically. I want you guys to notice how deceptive these Democrats are. How he ran his whole campaign with, oh, okay, I'm black, so you kind of already know what it is. I know what it is. I'm black, so I'm going to help you guys. We're going to have hope for America. I'm going to end all the promises, all the fake hope Obama gave. Then when he became president, it's like, well, it don't really work like that. I know I implied it did, but it really don't work like that. This is why the Democrats have had fake email links to say, talk to black people. They say Black Lives Matter, but they mean black people. Talk to them about their issues. Tell them that you understand what they're going through, but don't promise anything. Notice how the Democratic Party is the party of no promises at all. They'll sit there and say all day how much they agree, how much they sympathize with your pain, how much we need to change, how much we need to do better, how much, we still have racism. We gotta do better, America. That's all they'll say. But when they get in office, and this is why they only say that, excuse me, when they get in office, they don't have to do anything. Because what they'll do is they'll say, you know what? I address the fact that white supremacy is a problem, racism is a problem, and we have to get rid of it. I recognize that. I see that. And you would instantly think, okay, if somebody recognizes that their country has a big problem in it, of course, when they become president, they're going to end that problem, or they're going to work to end that problem. When somebody recognizes that something is an issue, they work to solve that issue. That's just how human beings work. That's just common sense. So you would instantly think that once they admit that there is a problem, because the Republicans just don't admit that it's a problem at all. They'll say the only racism is the racism that white people experience. It's white people who are the ones being treated racist. That's what the Republicans will say. The Democrats will say, oh, no, there's racism. People of color, they go through all of this racism, and we're going to end that. We're going to end this racism, you know what I'm saying? Because hope and unity and minority and vote for me so we can have more hope, and we're going to have hope. And, yep, there's going to be a lot of hope. Oh, boy, you vote for hope, okay? Because you'll be hopeless if you don't vote for hope. So you vote for hope. Hope can mean anything. So when you get there and he's the president for 8 years, and you were like, Obama, where's this change? Where's all this stuff you was talking about? Well, you see, I didn't technically promise you anything. I said hope, and that's all I can do for black people. Now, when it comes to immigrants and gays and Jews and anybody else, I can do something for them, but not for black people. But vote for me again, and we'll have more hope that time. That next time we'll have hope, and yeah, that's how he does. That's that little deception thing where they don't promise you anything tangible. So when you get there, they can say, well, I get you implied that I was going to do something. I didn't technically say that. I didn't technically say I was going to do anything for you. But just watch this little clip right here.
Well, we see it with Trump, though. So he does what he wants to do, so people assume.
Well, right, because he breaks laws.
Right.
And or disregards the Constitution. But look, I think that anybody who goes into public life, they need to understand that, yeah, you're going to get criticized because that's just the nature of it. If you don't want that, then you shouldn't be in that business. The good news for me was that I was very confident in what I had done for black folks because I had the statistics to prove it, right? So by the time I left office, you had seen 3 million African Americans have health care that didn't have it before. You had seen the incarceration rate, the number of black folks in prison, drop for the first time in years. You had seen the juvenile correction system, 30% fewer people in there. Okay. You had seen black poverty drop to its lowest level since 1968. You had seen black businesses rise. You had seen black income go up. So I could just look at the data and I could say millions of black folks were better off at the time I left office than when I came in. And
Trayvon Martin wasn't, though. Neither was Eric Gardner, though. I mean, those people weren't. He's coming up with this excuse. Oh, there were less black people in jail. Oh, well, most black people aren't in jail. Most black people aren't criminals. He's talking about juvenile delinquents. And he said black businesses rise. What does that mean? What does black businesses rising mean? What did he do for black businesses? Notice he's saying things that you can tell, look at this and just conflate that with me. I mean, look at the black businesses, they're doing better and I was there, so that means I did something. Notice he's not saying any actions or any policies that he did. Just notice he's saying, well, look at this point and then look at this point in time and then every beneficial thing that happened in between, that's all me. That's what he's doing. That's the same thing Trump would do. Which leads me into my next clip. I want you guys to see this one clip about Donald Trump. And I made a video about Donald Trump that you guys should definitely watch after this video and after you leave a like. Let me see. Made this video about Donald Trump. I want you to see how close these Democrats are, how much they sound the exact same. Okay. Oh, look, that's me. Now, just pay very close attention to this. Brutality in quotes, and he's saying, oh, anytime a criminal acts up and the police has to catch him, of course he's going to say police brutality because that's going to be his excuse. So, okay, you can understand that, but this is what Donald Trump actually thinks of police brutality. Donald Trump actually doesn't have any problem with police brutality at all, and this is a video of him openly condoning police brutality.
And when you see these towns and when you see these thugs being thrown into the back of a paddy wagon, you just...
Okay, first off, here's how you know Donald Trump is specifically talking about black people. Because Donald Trump doesn't call white people thugs. Donald Trump doesn't call anybody except black, really politicians. You don't hear anybody who's not black being called a thug. So you know for a fact Donald Trump is specifically talking about black people because he used the word thug. That's a code word for black people. Black men specifically. Okay. Openly condoning police brutality.
And when you see these towns and when you see these thugs being thrown into the back of a paddy wagon, you just see them thrown in, rough. I said, please don't be too nice. Like when you guys put somebody in the car and you're protecting their head, you know, the way you put their hand over. Like, don't hit their head and they've just killed somebody, don't hit their head. I said, you can take the hand away, okay?
So, now, remember that clip. Now, I want you to see another clip. This, where is my mouse? Why is my, what is this? I can't see my mouse. Okay, this is, oh boy. Oh my God. What is this? Okay, y'all. I'm sorry. My laptop is really acting up right now.
Become socialized into the fabric.
Okay, here we go.
Background that enable them to become socialized into the fabric of society. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street. That's number one. There's a consensus on that. Unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, with...
Okay, so you know They don't talk about white kids like this. They can't say black specifically. They can't say black specifically, but they don't talk about white children like this. That these little code words, thug, born out of wedlock. Joe Biden has also stated that he taught black men to wear a condom. He's also been quoted saying this, proudly boasting about how much he's done for black people by teaching them to wear a damn condom. So he's talking about black people specifically.
Unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes, because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity. We should focus on them now. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them.
Now, when he says my family and yours, he's talking about white people. This is the Jim Crow stereotype that black people are inherently violent and dangerous to white people, and that white people need to lock black people up to protect white people because white people are the ones who are endangered by black people. That's that Jim Crow stereotype that Joe Biden is bringing up. Okay, you guys can watch my videos and see clips about that. Notice how close in sounding the same he was to Donald Trump. You think this guy is going to defund the police or punish the police? He cares just as much about the police as Donald Trump does. In fact, what he said in many ways is a lot worse. Okay, that's an Obama thing. I want to talk about Kamala Harris. I want to show you this one clip right here. Hold on. This clip again. I know I showed it to you guys a couple videos ago. I should show it to you guys again.
Do you support reparations for black people?
Well, listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a...
I just want to say, the sign that somebody is about to tell a lie is just so obvious by her first words. The sign somebody's about to tell a lie is so obvious by her first words. If somebody was to ask you, are you cheating on me? Have you been cheating on me? And their first response is to say, well, listen, you can already tell. You can tell that they are cheating on you. I'm laughing because this is like cartoonishly goofy. She is obviously lying through her teeth. Do you support reparations for black people? A yes or no question. Well, listen. Now, here's the thing. The Democrats are told not to say yes or no to leave vague implications, and black people fill in the blank. And when black people fill in the blank, we fill in the blank as if they're going to do something beneficial for us, and they don't do it. So that's why when they're asked a direct question, first off, Kamala is not used to being asked direct questions like this. So when they're asked a direct question, they're taught to deflect. Notice how deceptive they are, just like how Malcolm X said. Notice how deceptive they are when it comes to them being asked a direct question. Do you support reparations? A Republican would just tell you no. They're just as racist, but at least they're honest with it. They'll just tell you straight up, hell no. I don't support reparations, not for black people. For Irish, maybe, but not for black people. For Jews, maybe, but not for black people. For him, maybe, but not for black people. That's what a Republican will tell you. A Democrat will say, well, listen, this is what a Democrat will say. Then she goes on to talk about all the hardships that black people have been through as if we don't know that. Oh, this is all these hardships. They do that. The Democrats do that because they know that black people will think, okay, you understand our problems, so that means that you're going to try to do something to rectify it. That does not mean that. Black people, because normal people assume this too, but black people assume just because you recognize a problem, if somebody admits that something is a problem, that they're going to work to rectify that issue. So all the Democrats have to do is recognize that there is a problem, and then black people are going to support them because, hey, at least I admit that there's a problem. At least that I admit that there's racism. I might not be perfect, but I'm better than him. I'm better than him because he doesn't even admit that there's racism. Look at how deceptive Fox-like she moves around the question. She completely dodges the question. And I'm gonna make
a
it bigger so
century.
you can see her facial expression.
We had
Because her facial expression
legalized
says
discrimination, segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress.
Now you can tell she's not ready for this.
We had legalized.
I want you to pay attention to her question.
Do you support reparations for black people?
Well, listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination, segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody
Look at her
did
face.
not start
Like,
out.
Look at her face. She's thinking to herself, what the hell does this have to do with the yes or no question that I asked you? You talking about slavery. We have slavery. We had this. We had that. We had this. We had that. What is it, a yes or no?
Out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up.
Now, here's the thing. Notice these keywords that Democrats use all the time. We gotta do something. Don't tell you what that something is. They'll never say we have to do this specifically. We have to approve reparations for black people. They won't say that. They'll say, well, we have to do something. Something must be done. Something has not been done for a long time. We need to take action because black people will assume, okay, that means that they're going to do something. No, that does not mean anything. There's something, their benefit is not your benefit. They'll say, we have to do something. And then when they get in office, well, the president is limited. And the things that he can do for blacks, for the African-American population, not immigrants, though. I mean, you can come over all the time, anytime you want to. And you can come, you can get things. If you're not black, you can get a lot of things. But for black people, though, me and my administration just couldn't find a way to do anything for black people. Not that we wanted to. We really did. I know it seems like we didn't. But next time, maybe. Just have hope. That's Obama. And that's what the gameplay the Democrats have been doing for decades before him. And this is what she's trying to do now. With this vague little, I'm not going to say anything direct. Now,
That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act.
Bullshit.
Give people who are credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of black families who are in poverty.
Okay, now, here's the clip I wanted to show you. The last clip when she says, because she listens to her bull for the longest time, then asks a final
The reality also is this. Any policy that will benefit black greatest disparities. And we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. So if we focus on the specific children, black families, black homeowners, directly benefit place, and they're not starting on equal footing. It will directly benefit the reality of who
For there's not a particular black families. So by default.
Now, she catches her question after letting her ramble, and then she says this.
Default, it affects black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you would explore.
But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting.
Now, here's the last clip, just something I wanted to show you.
Something that's only going to benefit black people.
Now,
Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No, because whatever benefits that black family will benefit.
Okay. Notice how she says, I'm not going to do something that only benefits black people. No, I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to zoom in so you can see her facial expression when she says that.
Any policy that will benefit black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No, because whatever.
The politicians only, especially the Democrats, only talk to black people like that. They don't talk to the LGBT community like that. They don't talk to Israel like that, the Jewish community like that. They don't talk to illegal immigrants like that. You cannot be a citizen of America and benefit more from America than the black citizens of America. Politicians have it an easier time, according to them, to do something for undocumented immigrants than they do for black people. There's another thing I want to show you. As a prosecutor, Kamala Harris has a very anti-black record as a prosecutor. I'm gonna read a small little bit of an article real quick for you. I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see it too if you guys want to read along. All right. Okay. This is gonna be real quick. It's really down here when it gets it. Okay. This line right here is what I'm going to be reading. Under Harris, now Kamala Harris was a prosecutor, okay? Let's not forget that. Under Harris, the New York Times recorded sorry. Okay. Anyway. Under Harris, the New York Times recounted prosecutors unlawfully held black potential exploring evidence. Sorry. I got something going on. I got like a stomach ache or something. She held evidence as a prosecutor. She withheld evidence that could potentially free somebody. In the case of George Gage, resulting in a 70-year sentence. A 70-year sentence. There's people who don't even live 70 years. A 70-year sentence for a charge for sexual assault. Those charges were later proven false and dismissed by a jury trial, but upheld under appeal under a technicality. If he was white, you can tell that George Gage was black, because white, that wouldn't have happened to a black person. It was held under technicality because Kamala Harris denied to withdraw prosecution. Gage is now 80. Gage, now 80 and partly blind, remains incarcerated still 20 years later. So Kamala Harris knew she sent an innocent man to jail for 70 years, withheld evidence, and she could have freed him. And we talking about, oh, Kamala Harris cares about black people. She a sister girl, blah, blah, blah. The first female black president, yada, yada, yada. She did that. Let me put up a picture of her and her master, Joe Biden. She did that. Kamala Harris also locked up black women, locked up black mothers if their children skipped school. She was locking black people up under any circumstance she could. She was the most uneven, because it would be different if it was just, she was just an aggressive prosecutor, but she's specifically an aggressive prosecutor for black people. She's not an aggressive prosecutor when it comes to police. Oh, she didn't lock any police up. She didn't really lock white people up like that. Black people get the book thrown at them every single time she could. Every time she could, she threw the book at black people. And black people voted for her and him because they lied. They said, hey, we don't have to prove that we're good for black people. All we got to do is say we're better than Donald Trump, which they're not. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are not any better than Donald Trump and Mike Pence. Not any better at all. I challenge anybody. We can have a debate. If you feel that way, we can have an honest debate. Because in my opinion, based off of the track record of Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Donald Trump and Mike Pence, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are a far worse, more anti-black combination to be the president and vice president than Donald Trump and Mike Pence were. They are far worse. They're damn near, they are doing more, they have done more in their lifetime to harm black people than than Donald Trump ever has. Okay? This isn't to give Donald Trump a pass, because I've already made a video about racism in Donald Trump's family and his racist history. But this is to say, oh, they said, oh, well, at least we're not Trump. At least we're not Trump. So me not being Trump means I can't be racist because Trump is racist. That's that little lying deceitfulness that they trick you with. Now, I wanted to make a video about the Democratic coons, but I had to talk about how bad and anti-black the Democrats are. They'll stereotype you. They'll say, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Now, imagine if Donald Trump said that. Everybody was saying, oh, that's racist, that's racist. Now, Joe Biden said it, then people don't want to admit that that's racist. Okay? Joe Biden was best friends with segregationists. He didn't want his kids to go to school with black kids. He didn't even want them on the same bus. When Joe Biden got a chance, he made some of the most aggressive policies to lock black people up specifically, saying it doesn't matter why they're bad. So he admits, okay, yeah, we failed them, but it might be our fault that there's a crack epidemic, but who gives a damn? Let's lock them up anyway. Notice he didn't say this when it came to the opioids. It doesn't matter why they're on opioids. Let's lock them up. So when white people do meth, when white people do opioids, the politicians, you don't hear this aggressive law and order politician, let's just lock everybody up. You don't hear that from them when white people do drugs. But when black people do drugs that were planted in the community by white people, then let's lock all the black people up and throw away the key. That's Joe Biden, and black people voted for Joe Biden because he implied that he's not racist. So black people took that little deceitful implication and they voted for him. It's sad, guys. These two people are utterly pathetic and sad. Barack Obama thinks and believes that he is a white man. He wants to be a white man. He is a stuttering old white man with dark skin. That's how he views himself. He has done everything he could for anybody else to elevate anybody else over black people. I want you to now remember in the video. Remember in the, like a couple videos I did, and a lot of people got mad at me for saying this about the racial hierarchy. I'm gonna hold on. My computer's acting really weird. I'm gonna show that to you guys one more time because I want that to be ingrained in your memory. The racial hierarchy. Notice how the Democrats. Yeah, okay, here it is. What? Why is my thing not doing that? Okay. Anyway, go back to that. Go back to that video. Watch when I talk about the damn racial hierarchy. Notice how these Democrats talk about, oh my God, we love black people, but they don't ever change the racial hierarchy. If they give something to black people, they have to give twice as much to other groups of people. They have to give twice as much to other groups of people because the objective, I'm going to put their faces up here. The objective is to have black people be in the same place, not to change the status quo. So it's black people, then it'll be illegal aliens, then it'll be the Asians, then it'll be white women, then it'll be white men. It'll be white women, then it'll be gay white men, then it'll be white men. Notice how that never changes no matter who is president. It doesn't change no matter who is president. Black people, he wants to talk about how much he did for black people, black people are still at the bottom. These people talk about, oh, I'm going to change black people. I'm going to change black people. I'm going to change the situation for you guys. No matter what they do, black people are still at the bottom. Black people, he had 8 years. A black president had 8 years, and black people are still at the bottom, below everybody. Black people are worse off. Black people are worse off. Fuck what he just told you. Black people are worse off when Obama left than when he came in. If you guys remember the housing crisis when Obama first came in and Obama bailed the banks out, so all those black people who lost their homes, it wasn't just black people who lost their homes, but all of the black people who lost their homes, just screw them. They just lost their homes. Black wealth went down. He talked about black income went up. Black income went up. Black income went up. Black wealth went down, which is more important. Black wealth is going down. White wealth isn't going down, though. Everybody else's wealth is going up. Immigrants get to come here and they get better access to capital and wealth than black people who built the wealth and built the capital. Black people built it, and it's easier for everybody else to access but black people. Thanks to them. And he wants to lean back, trying to promote his little book and talk about, oh, you just too stupid to understand how politics work. Notice how he doesn't say that for the whole 8 years when he wanted you guys to vote for him again. When he wanted black people to vote the first time and to vote the second time, notice how he doesn't say, oh, well, doing something for black people, I'm not really sure I can really do that. I can't really do anything for black people. No, when they want you to vote for them, oh, they're a miracle worker. They can change the world when they want you to vote for them. Oh my God, they're going to be so progressive. They're going to change your life. The world is never going to be the same. Then when they get in office, it's really kind of hard to do anything for black people, You just don't understand politics. They play that your stupid game like politics is this complicated thing that you don't understand. Now, black people are seeing laws get passed specifically for people with a specific sexual orientation. Now, you can't discriminate. You can't discriminate when you're passing legislation, right? But you can if they have a sexual orientation. They can if they're from a different religion. The Jewish people from Israel, they can if you have a certain occupation, the police. They can if you have a certain documentary status, which is a non-citizen. They can do things specifically for other people. Joe Biden signed all these executive orders for trans people, for documents, for illegal aliens, for this. Obama said, I did this for undocumented, the immigrants, the dreamer programs, the this. Black people, y'all get what was left over after everybody else ate. This is how the Democrats do you guys. Because the Republicans will say, black people, y'all don't get the leftovers. Y'all not getting a damn thing. Y'all not getting shit. That's what the Republicans will say because they're open with the racism. The Democrats will lie to you, and the Democrats will say, you guys are getting something. Look at you guys licking the bones after he just ate that chicken. You guys have the bones, right? Why can't you be grateful for the bones? The Republicans won't give you the bones. Democrats will give you the bones after they had a gay white man eat the chicken. They'll give you the bones, and then they'll say, be grateful for the bones. That's what they'll do. Oh, and vote for me. Vote for me again, because I'm on your side. I gave you a bone. And Donald Trump, he wouldn't even give you a bone. So I'm less racist. Don't vote for me because I'm not racist. Vote for me because I'm less racist than Donald Trump is. And black people, this is why, and I specifically made this video about these three individuals, because I need to make another video about the coons that black people have in our society that supports and backs these people up. But I can't do that without exposing the sins of these people. Now, when it came to Flint, Michigan, Obama sit up there, he drunk out a small little glass that he claimed was water from Flint. He didn't do anything to help the people, the black people who are dying from the water in Flint. He didn't do anything to help them. The second he got there, he mocked them in their face. Let me see if I can find that clip, because it's one thing to see something. I mean, for me to say something. It's another thing for you to actually see it. I wasn't even planning on showing this to you. Okay. I wasn't even planning on, but it just crossed my mind. I don't want you guys to ever forget this. Not for 1 second. Don't you ever forget this. Hold on. I can't. The reason why I'm doing this is these ads.
That's how we invested in community colleges and land grant colleges like Michigan State. We invest. Can I get some water? Come on up here. Give me some water. I want a glass of water. I want a glass of water. Sit down. Where do we go from here? Well, I'm still waiting for my water. Somebody obviously didn't hear me.
Now, oh, yeah, here's the water.
I really did need a glass of water. This is not a stunt. Now, I'm going to talk about this. Everybody settle down. This is a feisty crowd.
Did you see that bullshit? I'm going to show it to you guys again. This dude goes for like 2 minutes talking about, can I have some water? I need some water. Can I have some water? And then he wets his lips with the water. Oh, wow, it's water.
Thank you. I really did need a glass of water. This is not a stunt.
What was that? Hold on, let me zoom that in so you guys can really see that. I wanted to zoom that in. Let me take that back just a little bit. Hold on, I did too much right there. Let me take that back just a little bit. I wonder, do anybody you know drink water that way? Okay, look at this. It's not a stunt. It's not a stunt. I'm gonna drink this water.
Glass of water. This is not a stunt.
What was that?
Now,
he didn't drink anything. His lips are not even wet. Oh my God, y'all. Come on. Don't let these people lie to you like this. Malcolm X said it before. He said that the liberals are like the foxes. Are like the wolves. Wait, hold on. My fault. He said the Democrats, the conservatives, are like the foxes, and the liberals are like the wolves. The wolves are just sneaky. The wolves are just sneaky. Okay? I'm going to show you this other clip from Malcolm. This is the, not that one. It's this one.
In this crooked game of power politics here in America, the Negro, namely the race problem, integration, civil rights issue, are all nothing but tools used by the whites who call themselves liberals against another group of whites who call themselves conservatives, either to get into power or to retain power. Among whites here in America, the political teams are no longer divided into Democrats and Republicans. The whites who are now struggling for control of the American political throne are divided into liberal and conservative camps. The white liberals from both parties cross party lines to work together toward the same goal, and white conservatives from both parties do likewise. The white liberal differs from the white conservative only in one way. The liberal is more deceitful, more hypocritical than the conservative. Both want power, but the white liberal is the one who has perfected the art of posing as the Negro's friend and benefactor. And by winning the friendship and support of the Negro, the white liberal is able to use the Negro as a pawn or a weapon in this political football game that is constantly raging between the white liberals and the white conservatives. The American Negro is nothing but a political football, and the white liberals control this ball through tricks or tokenism, false promises of integration and civil rights. In this game of deceiving and using the American Negro, the white liberals have complete cooperation of the Negro civil rights leader, who sell our people out for a few crumbs of token recognition, token gains.
Now, I'm going to stop it right there because we're going to pick back up in our next video. I just had to make this video to expose this, because when I make my next video, I'm not going to have the time to go over all of the reasons why I don't support Obama or I don't support Joe Biden. Okay? I made this video so people can recognize and people can see, okay, oh, all that talk they do, you see on the news, oh, he said that white supremacy was bad. Racism is bad. Oh, my God. Oh, my. Because the thing is that all they had to do was be less racist or less obviously racist than Donald Trump, which anybody can do. Donald Trump was asked to denounce the damn Proud Boys, and he couldn't even do that. In a debate, in an actual debate, he was asked to denounce the Proud Boys, and he couldn't do that. So it's easier to not appear as racist, but that doesn't mean that they're any better. That does not mean that they're any better. They're just as condescending. They're just as anti-black. Kamala Harris has a history of locking black people up and being proud of it. None of them support reparations. None of them support anything specific for black people. But they'll support anything specific for anybody that's not black, because the purpose is make sure everybody stays above black people, because if black people are even with anybody, black people will eclipse them. And the thing is, black people have to be the most oppressed in the country. It's not gay people, it's not Jews, it's not little white women, it's not these weird people out here. Oh, I'm oppressed, I'm Asian, I'm oppressed. It's black people. The only target is black people. The only target is black people. That's the only target. I made this video because my next video, I'm going heavy on the damn coons who support these people knowing what they have done to us. I do have to go, though. I do have some things I have to do. That's why I was a little bit late today. If you guys, please, I would appreciate you guys dropping a like. King Empress, Ramon, and Tangier. I appreciate your comments. Please drop a like. Please subscribe. Oh, and check out the website. The link is going to be in the description. Or go to my social media for the link there. Until